Now, one important rule of filmmaking is that you want to make sure you have enough money to finish your film before you start. There's nothing more heartbreaking than shooting 80% of your movie, but never being able to finish because you ran out of money. Unfortunately, there's no shortage of these sort of heartbreaks because of foolhardy producers who plan to figure it out as they go. For one thing, while you're busy making a movie, you're not going to have a whole lot of time for anything else. And also, the sort of producer who makes such a fundamentally poor decision is probably going to make a whole lot of other bad decisions too. And those miscalculations are going to sabotage a project in a whole lot of different ways. So first things first, you need a budget, a plan of how much your show is going to cost. But in order to create a budget, you need to know things like how many days you're going to shoot, which means you need a schedule. And so in order to make a schedule, you need to know the details of what it is that you're planning to shoot. Now, if you have a script, this is a whole lot easier than if you don't. We'll come back to planning for nonfiction projects another time. But for now, let's assume you've got a script that you can work from. So movie scripts follow very strict formatting rules. And one of the main reasons for that is that a properly formatted script is much easier to break down. That is, extract all the details that you need in order to properly schedule and then budget your movie. Every slug line in your script represents a scene, and each slug line answers 3 essential questions. Is it interior or exterior? What is the location for the scene? And is it day or night? These are 3 of the most critical pieces of information you're going to need in order to plan the shoot. The next most important thing is to identify which characters are in the scene. And in fact, some television script formats include that information at the beginning of each scene too. We also want to know how long the scene is going to take. Another great advantage of a properly formatted screenplay is that it's designed so that one page takes approximately 1 minute of screen time. This is not absolute, of course. A single line of stage direction that says they robbed the bank is going to take a lot longer than a single line of dialogue. But most screenplays pretty successfully average out to about 1 page per minute. So to break down your script, you identify all the scenes, whether they're inside or outside, where they're located, whether they occur in the day or the night, and how long they're going to take, and what characters are going to be in each scene. And you can also add important information for each scene, things like what props are required, what day in the story the events take place, which is helpful if you've got costumes. You want to make sure your actor's wearing the right costume and makeup for each scene. Any special details about the scene, or things like if they require special equipment, like a smoke machine or a camera crane, or if there's a vehicle or wild animals, if there's a fight or action scene, any special effects and so on. Anything that's going to affect how long the scene is going to take to shoot, you want that information cataloged in your breakdown. Now, I recommend putting all this information into a simple spreadsheet. There are a host of great movie scheduling and budgeting software programs, and we're hopefully going to have courses to teach you each of those really soon. But for now, I want to work in the most generic way so that you really understand what you're trying to accomplish. And for modest-sized productions, I find that a simple spreadsheet is often sufficient. Now, most screenwriting software can also export this data, so you don't have to type it in manually, which can save a bit of time. But I honestly think there is some benefit to doing it manually. It gives you that much more familiarity with the details of the script, and it allows you to identify things in the script that the script report might have missed, like a prop that's only mentioned in passing, or a mistake in the screenplay, like a missing slug line or a wrong character name or something like that.